Hello, this is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. Happy Christmas Eve. I wanted to talk about some of my favorite Mgtow channels. I've gotten some inspiration from them. I learned a lot about how other men think. Right before there was Mgtow, I was a version of Mgtow. I was always myself. I've always espoused these beliefs, and it's just life's circumstances that push us into certain situations where we get to either conceal or reveal and face our ghosts and our demons, or run from them screaming like children with our hair on fire. Anyways, I wanted to talk about some of the, just some, there are so many good channels, but I'm going to talk about the ones that have had the most impact on me. So I was going to go over them and like throw out some reasons why I like them. There's one channel, it's called Groundwork for the Metaphysics of Mgtow. It's the worst name for a channel on the planet. I can never remember it. I know how to find it, but I can never remember it. The reason I like his channel probably the most is because he goes into the true philosophy, and he finds the classic philosophers and brings their information to light and reflects it against the modern paradigm, the modern problems, the modern issues with men, women, society, etc. Just a great channel. His videos are pretty well thought out, but pretty well written. I believe he writes things down and reads off of them. I like to improvisationally appear on camera and then speak, and others just feel comfortable doing what they do, which is cool. But, you know, that's the way it goes. Okay, the next channel that I really feel heavily influenced by was Sandman. He's prolific. He does a great job addressing his the commenters, people that contribute to his channel. And he also doesn't cut anyone any fucking slack. Right? If he sees something, he calls it. You know, he calls it for what it is. It's a pretty good channel. Really good channel, in fact. I don't want to say pretty good. Pretty damn good. Right, Turd Flinging Monkey, that guy's, he's got his act together, knows his philosophy, is who he is. Canadian Prepper, also great. A long time one I've listened to is Spetsnaz. He mixes a lot of the emotional music in there, which kind of, you know, it affects the way you think, and it kind of, but it also sets the mood. Well thought out videos, but really pretty negative also, but great to listen to and learn from. Once again, I don't subscribe. I'm not anyone's acolyte. I'm not anyone's fucking initiate, right? I'm my own man, and I recommend everyone be their own man. But I can go to all these channels, and I can see what they're thinking and what they're saying, and I can compare it to my own thoughts. So I really do enjoy these channels and listening to them and learning from them. Canadian Mgtow, great stuff there. Howard Dare makes me fucking laugh. You know, he's funny as fuck. Reminds me of me. All right, German Mgtow as well. Our German brother across the sea there. Angry Mgtow, he does a good job as far as I am concerned. I always expected him to be a little more angry than he is. You know, but, you know, Angry Mgtow nonetheless. Mgtow 101, of course. Can't help but do that. Mention him. What I don't want to do is I don't want anyone to think that if I miss them, you're not loved and appreciated. It's just hard to find everything on this fucking computer sometimes. But, you know, it's important to know that you guys are out there, that there's other men doing this. I think, let's see. Anyways, let's continue with the ones I pulled up here and drug up. Let's see here. yeah, I got that guy. Howard Dare, got him. You know, some channels, I still find new channels I've never seen before. And I think that's pretty cool. You know, there's always new ones popping up. I think it's important that there's new ones popping up and that it's kept fresh. I think it's Red Pill Rage. Anyways, he's a younger guy and puts his face on there. I appreciate it when people put their face out. You know, you're not afraid. Taking that next step. Okay, Red Pill Germany does some good stuff. Let's see, we're going down the line here. It's It's always good to hear people with other accents in English, coming to the same conclusions. It's not just an American thing. It's not just an Anglo thing. It is what it is. Okay, lots of good stuff. I'm just going to hold off right there. I don't always comment when I do videos. If I find free time, I try and make videos. And if I get free time, I watch the videos, and it's hard to comment. And I've got so many commenters on my channels, it's hard to keep up. But it's important, I think, to support the other channels, to recommend them when you find them, recommend them to your friends, especially young men or men who are making stupid decisions like getting engaged. I mean, fuck, if you're an older guy and you know a younger guy who's got engaged, this is what I do. I sit them down. I say, man, do you know what you're doing? Do you know why you're doing it? Do you have a fucking plan? Do you even know who the fucking woman is? Right? And it's only when I feel like I know them well enough. Being an introvert, I tend not to get involved in other people's lives to any great degree. But every now and then it just happens up. I want to ask questions of the person. And then I clear my conscience, right? But that's the way that is. The reason I say... All right. I think it's important to support each other's channels and try and keep some solidarity. Not so much philosophical solidarity, because philosophy tends to find its own level. It tends to find the right path. When a philosophy goes bad, then it tends to be abandoned. And when a philosophy takes root, right, it bears good fruit, it grows. And the Mgtow philosophy in general is growing. And so supporting each other's channels, I think, is critical to continuing growth, continuing development of the philosophy. And that philosophy has many, many branches. And some people tend to go down one branch and stay there. Other people touch all the branches. So it's really good. And I want to say thank you to all you guys who are putting information out there. I want to say thank you to everyone who watches and comments, subscribes, for embracing Mgtow philosophy, for developing Mgtow philosophy, and for seeing the world for what it is. And it takes a great deal of personal bravery to step out in front and do videos, to comment on videos. Oh, there's one other video guy. I think his name is Jerry Liu or something. He's an Asian fella. He does Mgtow videos and shares his stories. Does a great job. A lot of fun to watch that guy. Okay. Anyways, we support each other. We, as whether we're producers or commenters or just men in general, it's important to not be a lone wolf in this world anymore. That divide and conquer game is played against men very effectively. Mgtow need to understand that. We don't all need to get along and agree with each other 100%, but we do need to get along and understand that when one is separated off the herd, they're attacked. Right? They're picked on. They're driven back. There's nothing feminism and the social engineers fear more than a unified manhood that sees the enemy of manhood. That drives them nuts. It scares them to death. They cannot stand the idea of men being unified and fighting back against feminism and becoming men again, because that takes away their control. So once again, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can kind of get a sense of where I came from. I guess I could go back and cover that. Me personally, I've always been I've been antagonistic towards feminism. I shared this in an earlier video. In 6th grade, I used to hate doing jazzercise, which was aerobics. And it was so bad that the teacher always played John Cougar Mellencamp. And as a result, I fucking hate John Cougar Mellencamp, and I felt it was an effeminate version of exercise. and that I should have been allowed to play baseball or football or basketball, whatever I wanted, not fucking jazzercise. Anyways, I would get detention intentionally so that I wouldn't have to participate on those days. And so the teacher that put on the jazzercise, her class was attached to mine, and she would head through my class, and then head down to the gym where she would host and put on this jazzercise. And her name was Mrs. Sanchez. And one day I was sitting in detention, just starting to do my sentences like Bart Simpson did. And I heard, "Mrs. Sanchez, look at the sentence lovers, look at the sentence lovers," referring to me and several others who were in trouble. She was a little ass-kissed, and she was shaming and putting us down. And I yelled, without thinking even, "Shut up, bitch!" Because I didn't want to fucking hear it, and I didn't want to let her get away with it. Now, I got drugged to the office. I was given a one-day suspension and got in all kinds of trouble. The vice principal, who was a good man, tried guilting me. And it was really a shitty thing of him to do. And if he understood what he was doing, it would have been his ass. But anyways, be that as it may, I was a 12-year-old boy. And I started fighting feminism then. I started noticing the hypocrisy then. Through high school, I noted the special privileges, entitlements that were given to women and how men were held back. I fought this my whole life. I fought it through every relationship I have. And in every relationship, whether with a male or a female, I do not ever let the subject of what sex I am and what sex they are go without being commented upon. I want women to realize their place and their position in a relationship with me, whether it's personal or professional or otherwise, casual. Same with men. You guys know that we have a pecking order. And it's too fucking bad for bitches that they don't like pecking orders. They think we should all be the same, and I say, fuck that. So once again, I brought my philosophy forward, and I am Mgtow. I go my own way. And you do too. It's up to you. It's when someone else substitutes their philosophy for yours that you are no longer Mgtow, that you are no longer going your own way. That's why I recommend, hey, listen to many different channels. Get many different philosophies. Go to that metaphysics guy, and you'll get lots of great references to classical Mgtow, right, way back in ancient Greece, standing around on the steps going, what the fuck, good stuff. Good stuff. But that's it. I want you to have a great Christmas. And, Semper Fi. Mgtow. Man, I want to encourage men to be men. So look in the mirror in the morning when you get dressed. I have the penis. That's what I tell myself every day. I have the penis. I see that, and I say that before I go to bed, man. I check stuff out. Yep, that's right. Still a man. I have the penis. Don't ever let them fucking take your pride from you. Your self-respect. Your own mind. That's what those bitches want. They want to tear you down to their level. They're like cannibals. Vampires. Harpies. Ugh. God, anyways. This is John. Semper Fi. Godspeed to y'all.